Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everybody. When we put a network 172.16.1.0 on R1 IP routing table, so it will be listed here. So whenever we look up for any IP, let's say 172.16.1.2, so R1 will look inside their routing table. Is there any mesh? So they mesh with this list 172.16.1.0/24. So in order to route, it will be sent to NetSoup 172.16.2.2. But there is another question. Where is 172.16.2.2? So R1 still need to figure out where is 172.16.2.2. So R1 need to do one more lookup. Is there a network for 172.16.2.2? So there is a mesh with this line 172.16.2.0/24 mesh with the NetSoup 172.16.2.2. So in order to go to this network to reach this IP address, it is must go through serial 0/1/0. So that's the way how the routing look for their pathway. But we can improve this by changing the via NetSoup into using exit interface. So we are still using the same command, but we replace the NetSoup with the exit interface. The exit interface is an interface of our router that connected to that network or can go to that network. So in here we change to S0/1/0. So if you reflect back to our diagram, S0/1/0 on R1 connected into S0/1/0 on R2, which is able to go to all this network. So in our routing table, so when they look up for 172.16.1.1 or whatever 1 something, so in their routing table they listed straight away serial 0/1/1, serial 0/1/0. So router 1 doesn't need to look where is their NetSoup anymore because we already give them their exit interface. So it's more faster compared to providing the NetSoup. Okay, so the command for IPv6 almost the same and they represent in the routing table also. We change the NetSoup with the interface. So more easier to do and more easier to router in order to figure out which pathway they need to go. But there is a situation when we need to configure our router with both exit interface and a NetSoup. Remember, if you give a NetSoup, you still need to figure out which exit interface. But there is a situation where we put exit interface, they doesn't know which NetSoup. In which situation? When we call them as a multi-access interface. Multi-access interface is a situation like this, where you have a connection from one router connected to a switch, which is also connected into several other router. So R1 on interface Gigabit Ethernet 0/0/1 are not logically connected to one device only, but they are logically connected to 3 other router if we refer to this diagram. So in order to help with the routing, we cannot give the exit interface because by this exit interface, we doesn't know which one they to go. We can give the NetSoup only, but they still need to figure out the exit interface. So the best way, we provide both. Okay, so the command IP space route, network ID and subnet mask, and the exit interface. Exit interface for here they spell it full GI/GA bit Ethernet, but it still can be write as a GI or G only. GI 0/0/1 is accepted in our router and followed by NetSoup. So we have multiple NetSoup here. We must pick the correct NetSoup in order to go to that particular network. So in our IP routing table, it will be listed both via and their Gigabit Ethernet in their exit interface. So it's more faster for router to look up them. Okay, but there is another case, another situation for IPv6. Whenever we do for IPv6 routing, we cannot use a link local as a next hook. Why? Because link local are effective at that local area network only. So it doesn't clash with other local area network. So which means we still can use the same IP address with other local area network. So if R1 have another local area network, several other local area network, they might use the same IP address, FE80 double colon 1, FE80 on our double colon 1 on another network, and FE80 double colon 2 on another network. So whenever we provide a link local as a next hook, router might get a problem in determining which exit interface. So that's why if you give the command, you enter IPv6 route and network ID with the slash prefix, and you provide the link local, the router will complain. Interface has to be specified for a link local next hook. So in order to use a link local, please remember, as I said earlier, link local is more easier to type compared to global unicast address here. Why? The digit is smaller. The digit is, okay, the number of digit is smaller compared to number of digit with the global unicast. So you are more to write, you are more to type, and you are less error can be made. Okay. So if you like to use link local, you must provide the exit interface with the both of them. So that's the situation why you need to using fully specified static route. Okay, so when you verify, when you do show IP route, you should see for that particular network, they shown as a via, comma, and the exit interface.